YTPC, what's happening? I'm hanging with my cuz who's just a vaping his head off. And me with my old trusty pipe here that Mark sent me. I've been enjoying this pipe a lot. Folks, I'm going to tell you something funny. I just tried this vape stuff. I can't handle it. He can witness to you. I choked. I thought I was going to croak. I prefer my pipe. Now, what's your thoughts versus pipes versus that thing?
Honestly, this tastes a heck of a lot better in my opinion, but I'm not much of a smoker. Using it to quit chewing. So, it's a safer alternative in that aspect, but really, there's equal risk both ways because this is still unknown, but why not be part of the faction?
True. Now, explain this fancy word.
Which fancy word?
A fraction.
No, faction. Faction meaning the group of people that are involved with using it.
Oh. I always like to be a little educational and informative if I can.
That's understandable. Some people really don't know much about it. I mean, I've done my research on it from what I've got out of it. It's somewhat safer, but there's still unknown risk. I mean, nicotine, it's got nicotine in it, so nicotine is still kind of bad for you, but I don't use nicotine in mine. I've been 3 days without chew, so I'm doing pretty good.
Now, what was it that drew you to the vape? I mean, was it the look, or what was the key draw that drew you to the vape?
Flavors. I mean, the stuff that I got now tastes like pancake, syrup, and butter. Fancy stuff. I mean, you can get it in cookie flavors, cereal flavors, fruity flavors. I mean, you can even get it where it tastes like root beer, if you like root beer. It's pretty good.
Sounds like some interesting stuff. Not for me, but...
It's not for everybody. No. I mean, there's all kinds of different ones. I mean, you got different boxes, different tanks. This right here is called a Smock TFV8. One of the best in class. With a Wismec 2.3 Rouleau. You can either run it in 2 or 3 battery mode. Goes all up to 250. Or you got this, which is just a non-interchangeable battery. And it goes all the way up to 200 watts.
Show them the fancy side of that. You know, show them the numbers and...
Goes all the way up to 250 with 3 batteries, 200 on 2 batteries, but I mean, you don't want to run it that high because it'll burn you pretty bad. About like a pipe.
Yeah, guys, if you smoke your pipe too hard, we all know what happens there. Get tongue bite and can even burn the pipe. So what are your favorite flavors so far? And for those that might be passing through Indiana sometime or anything, you know, a place that you would recommend for them to buy their juice while they're coming through.
Where's that? Well, some of the best flavors I've had so far is this Pancake Man. It was banned from Indiana for a while due to the Indiana law change.
Talking about the FDA?
No, it was actually the Indiana. It was like a department of the FDA for Indiana, but the state was actually fighting the whole release on it. A lot of the guys who run the shops around here, they fought to get some of the stuff that we have. Like this Pancake Man, just came back, I guess, legal within the last month, which was pretty shocking to me because they were not Indiana compliant. Which usually in that aspect, states like California have here's the bottle. This is the Pancake Man. But states like California usually are the ones that have the toughest laws when it comes to like tobacco, cigarettes, you know, chew, stuff of that nature. Which Indiana they were holding down their spot on it. And then finally, you know, some companies were like, well, if we want to sell our product, we're going to have to become compliant. Well, this, I guess, it's one guy that actually sells this, that actually runs the company for Pancake Man. Don't really know much about it. I just know it is very good if you like pancakes. Now, another one that I've come to like is going to sound really weird, but it's by a brand called Bomb Sauce. It's called Alien Piss. It is if you like lemonade and blue raspberry, it is for you, I promise. And with the nicotine in it, if you like nicotine or you're addicted to smoking cigarettes or whatnot, if you're into throat hits, that is something I would definitely recommend for a smoker. Really good juice. I mean, it tastes like just like it sounds, you know, blue raspberry lemonade. Another one of my favorites, which is what my wife uses. You guys will love this one. Pinup Girl. Christy by Pinup Girl. It is a pineapple, coconut, tropical fruit. Very, very good. Very, very sweet. Now, if you decide, you know, you wanted to try it, there is a couple good shops. I mean, if you're in the Indianapolis area, there's two that I can name off right offhand. Tilbury's. I've not really been there. I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends up there go to there. They recommend it. But the shop that I recommend every time to go to up there, Naptown Vapors. I went in there, didn't really have much knowledge on it, and these guys helped me get this box right here. And I'd recommend it every time. They carry hundreds and hundreds of juices. All kinds of different boxes. They have everything from boxes like this or to
He's very knowledgeable, folks. That's why I wanted him on the show for a while. He knows his stuff. He's highly intelligent, folks.
And then they've got little pin mods like this. This is called a Smock Bait Pin 22. Only like $30 for this. Just like $30 and then $10 for the juice. So I mean, $40, not bad, and not bad at all for a throat hit either.
Oh, might as well for camera's sake. Everybody get ready to laugh your asses off. Now, do you hit that button?
You hit the button. Okay, no. Hit the button, and as soon as you hit the button, inhale.
Oh, this is nerve-wracking.
You can do a mouth to lung, or you can do a straight lung hit, which I can do a straight lung hit, but I've been doing it long enough, so that's...
I know what it was like earlier.
Well, this isn't for a mouth to lung hit because it gets too hot, and you have to be able to do a straight lung hit off of one of these.
Now, I didn't inhale that, but it does got a good flavor. It is lighter than that. The one was that the one I hit earlier?
Yes.
If you're a beginner and you want to get into this, do not hit anything like this. I do recommend something like this. Now I'll try a lung hit, see what happens. If I croak, I guess I will you my show here.
It'll be alright. You okay?
I don't want to do that no more. Oh. Still not as bad as that other one, though. Woo!
What's that?
Well, this is something that when you turn 18 and older, I'll tell you about. It's not for children.
What is it?
And this right here is another reason why I got into this, because vapor so much more dense than tobacco, other than like hookah. But you see a lot of guys that smoke hookah that do smoke ring tricks and stuff like that. Well, that's another reason why I got into this, because this stuff is so thick, you can do tricks like that, which is why I don't use nicotine in mine, because I'm what you call a cloud chaser. And cloud chasing is actually very addicting and very, very fun. There's actually special types of boxes that you get for stuff like that, which they have ones where you can build your own coils, stuff of that nature, which I'm actually looking for my own setup for that. It's called a mechanical mod and a RDA or RDTA. You build your own coils, you put your own cotton in it, and then you just drip your juice on there. It's called a dripper also. And then they've also got another one called a squonk box.
Hey, that sounds like something used for hunting, duck hunting.
Pretty much what it is there is like this would be a box a little bit bigger than this, and then you can take this whole side off. There's a tube that sits in there that fills with juice. There's always a little hole that exposes the juice. Well, it'll sit right here. It'd be twice the size of this. Would be a little hole in the side of the box where where a little bottle's exposed. It's full of juice, and then there's a tube that'll lead up through this, which is a 510 thread connection. There'll be a hole there, and then the atomizer, which I'll show you the bottom of this one. There will be like a screw pin that'll go into the bottom, like right there on the squonkers. Leads up, and it has buildable coils. And what you do is you just squeeze the bottle in the box, and it fills it up with juice. And then you ain't got to take the top off and grip it.
Alright, that's convenient. Give a good example of what a cloud chaser is. Ooh, that's kind of mystical, man.
Cloud chasers are into doing tricks. Smokos or vapos. Jellyfish is like the one I'm working on right now. It's the hardest one I've been working on. Involves blowing a smoke ring and getting some vapor into the center of it, and it looks like a jellyfish flying through the air. I mean, you can look up other videos on YouTube, and they show you how it's done, and they show you what they look like. It's pretty cool. That's why I've gotten into it. Kind of gives me another hobby to look to. I mean, it's still expensive, but it keeps me from getting cancer a lot quicker.
Now, see, the thing of it is, it's like I said, and other people out there on the YTPC, know that, one, I mean, you could, I guess you could do this, but I never have, but, you don't inhale this, the tobacco is very harsh, it's just like smoking a cigar, you don't inhale it, and at the same time, just same as in the juice, you got many flavors of tobacco, as what you smelt some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to tell the folks, for being a non-tobacco smoker, which one you felt had the best 10 note?
Well, the best 10 note would be the Cherry Amberosa. It smelled phenomenal. That smells like something I would literally stick out and sit in a bathroom or a living room for potpourri. It smells that wonderful. I've never really smelt very many pipe tobaccos. I mean, I didn't even know there were so many different flavors they even had. I thought it was just one bland flavor. But I guess you learn something new every day, don't you?
Here, you want to read to them a description of the back?
To achieve the delightful taste in this blend, we have selected some very special Virginia tobaccos and added ready rubbed barley tobacco. The taste is adjusted with our modern Cavendish made from pure Virginia tobaccos as a final touch. Genuine Jamaica rum and a special cherry flavor has been added. This blend gives you a cool and pleasant smoke with a taste of delightful cherries, which you really do smell the cherries in this. For smell, I give it a 10 out of 10.
Which was your second favorite?
I think the second favorite would probably be this Devil's Holiday. I liked it. It wasn't near as good as the Cherry Ambrosia. If that's how I can. Ambrosia. Okay, I was pronouncing it wrong. But Devil's Holiday, it's got another cherry smell to it. I'm a cherry fan, so that's kind of where it got me. It smells very, very good, but it does not beat the Ambrosia.
Oh yeah,
not at all. No comparison, but it smells good.
Of course, when I'm smoking, I forgot my housekeeping, folks, so forgive me. I'm smoking my River Road. As y'all know, that is my favorite go-to Cavendish so far. And then I've been smoking a little bit of my bourbon, for all you Kentucky fans out there, And I tell you what, I have been enjoying this tobacco that you sent me, Mark. And that's this Leonardo. I love it. It is a great tasting tobacco. Now, as far as room note, from what you could smell of this tobacco, and give your honest opinion, you know, whether it's good or bad, because, you know, they all know that you're not a, you know, a tobacco smoker or anything, or a pipe smoker, you know. So what's your opinions on the room note on this River Road?
It doesn't smell near as harsh as a cigarette. Not near as harsh. It's actually kind of pleasant, but I'm not real big on bourbon, so...
No, that ain't the bourbon. That's a River Road.
River Road. Still not bad, though.
Oh, yeah. I'd take it fishing with me.
Might be one of those you get away with hunting with, too.
Could be. Now, a lot of people say pipe tobacco smell like a campfire, you know, and I've often wondered to, you know, see what non-smokers have opinions of, you know, and like I got my one friend, Angelus, who up and told me one time it smelled like a campfire when I was smoking this. She's like, I could smell that all day long and everything, you know. So I just found that interesting of what other people would think, you know, the room note.
Not too bad. Doesn't smell like an ashtray like a normal cigarette, so that is actually 10 times better.
Most cigarettes have what they call burley in it, and that's what makes up the majority of your cigarette tobacco. Sometimes a Virginia in it too, but not all the time. It's mostly burley, and I'm not a big burley smoker. Now, there's blends out there that do have burley in it, but they're mostly a non-aromatic as far as I know. I could be wrong, but as far as I know from Dever and then to the hobby, you know. Hey, we got 1 like so far. That's pretty cool. That's not bad.
We had 1 viewer just a minute ago, too.
Hey, that's cool. Well, what's another topic?
Well, I could always try the ambrosia.
Load her up.
I don't know much about loading a pipe up, so...
I'll tell you what. I'll load it up for you, and you can explain to the people exactly what I'm doing.
Well...
Which one you want? You want my Missouri Mission Cobb? You want my hardwood?
Either one. I'm not going to complain. I don't know much
Well,
about pipes.
I'll tell you what. For those who have sold their soul to the Cobb, I'm going to let them smoke out of my Washington, Missouri Mission Cobb. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't share my pipes with anybody because, you know, let's face it, you put your own mouth on the end of this. But this guy's family, we've even drank out of the same cup a few times, so you know.
Well, he's going to let me try this ambrosia, this cherry ambrosia, which smells good. I hope it tastes as good as it smells.
You want me to load you a half a pipe or full load?
I won't be able to handle a full.
Now,
I've never really smoked a pipe before.
Now, I'll tell you guys something else. In every tin, of course, a lot of people out there on the YTPC already know, most of your tin tobaccos got a little piece of paper in with it in the tin. Well, I never throw this away. I always keep this in my tin to help keep the tobacco fresher, mostly because I ain't got no mason jars to jar up my tobaccos, which is what most of them normally do, and they call it cellaring, especially if they hold on to it for a little while. Now, just so people on camera can see, you want to describe to people what that tobacco looks like and what the tin note and everything is to you.
Kind of has a potpourri effect in it a little bit. Smells very good though.
Oh wow, we were still going.
Oh boy.
Huh. Well,
let me refix this. All settled up.
And the show goes on.
There we go. Well, as I was saying, you know, it's got a kind of looks like potpourri. Oh.
It sucks not having my one thing. That's alright if it shows more of your face than mine. They see enough of mine.
But as I was saying, you know, it's got a bit of a look of looks like potpourri to me, but I've never really been around much pipe tobacco. It smells very good. Lets off a lot of cherry. A lot of cherry, so let's try it.
Alright. Also, too, before you light a pipe after it's packed, you want to also take a dry hit off of it and make sure you ain't got it packed too tight.
Okay. So kind of got to test it so that way you've got enough airflow through it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like with these, you know, you've got airflow settings on them on the bottom, or you can adjust. You've got wide open, or you've got, you know, almost fully closed. The more open it is, the more airy your vapor is. The more closed it is, the more dense but hotter your vapor is. That's kind of like how that works out. And sometimes more of an airy vape has more flavor to it.
That happens too. That's common.
Not too bad.
Alright. Now you know how to puff without inhaling, right?
Yeah, I do.
Now, fair warning. Pipe tobacco is not dulled down like cigarette tobacco is and full of additives that make you addictive. Cigarette or pipe tobacco is straight cut cured leaf with a little bit of flavoring or topping, but it still retains the full nicotine in it. So, if you inhale, these possible things can possibly happen to you. One, lightheadedness, is which, well, I don't know if we got any dark chocolate around here, but sometimes a piece of dark chocolate helps cure that. You might get a little nauseated, but that also can go away by eating something. And you get real sleepy.
Not good, because I got to drive about 14 to 15 minutes home.
Now with this you get a false light. Now a false light is the light you get after you have lighted, and see how the flame has caused the tobacco to rise a little bit? Mm-hmm. Alright. With the second one, you really want to puff her down. Like when you're, I'll give you an example here. Whenever after you make your char light, and you got it lit, you want to do this about like this. And take that match and stroke it like that so you're not singeing your tobacco or anything else. Otherwise, it'll get this burnt taste that will stay in your mouth for a good long while. And also, you might want to lightly tamp that back down, just lightly. Alright.
It actually don't taste too bad for just a little pull off of it.
What would you get from the dry hit?
A lot of cherry woodish. Got like a what's that word I'm looking for? Can't really put my tongue on it. It's got like a mesquite.
Kind of.
Like a mesquite flavor to it.
You know what this is really for?
No.
Let me show you.
Now, do you know how to retrohale?
Retrohale, what's that?
I'll show you.
You can wear it like a headband.
Went out. I am not very good at this.
Alright. I tell you what, since that's my old pipe, I'll let him cheat, guys.
Mom can wear it.
Is that better?
Yeah. I need a drink.
That's another thing.
I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not something I'd honestly do every day.
Well, really, you're not supposed to smoke a pipe all the time. Like, most people, unless you got enough pipes in rotation. I'll have to explain that to you in a little bit.
See, it keeps your hair out of your eyes. that could be useful for you. It looks pretty in your hair. It looks, you look pretty.
Now here's a retro hail. You ready for this?
You think you look pretty.
Now you don't inhale this, but this is what you do.
And I'll fix this so you can wear
Oh
it
yeah,
and
the
it'll be
nose.
better.
Yeah, because you have 27 or 28 taste buds in your sinuses.
Let's say a few months.
Now what do you taste there? And you might have to try it a few times. You get different tastes when you do that.
Now again.
Temper it down lightly. Gee, young people, guys.
Can't help it. I'm not much of a pipe tobacco guy.
Of course, you are a little bit younger than me. I can't remember by how much.
Well, quite a bit.
Let's see, I'm 31. You're
23.
well. There you go, guys. Who knows? I might have a future YTPC guy here eventually. Oh, I'll tell you what the room note of that is. Room note, exquisite cherry punching you in the faces, which is what I love. You get a slight hint of that woody flavor, like he's saying, but it's like walking through a cherry orchard, you know, or a cherry grove, you know.
Yeah. Or somewhere that does a lot of cherry processing. It's got a very, very sweet cherry flavor to it. Almost like a cherry wood almost.
Hey,
Like smoked cherry wood.
No, I don't. You want mine to go?
The thread that I used to use.
Daddy, what are you doing? What is that, Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Sinew?
Yeah, sinew. I think mine's one about ashed.
On the retro hell though, you do have a like a cherry wood flavor, like something that's been like applewood almost.
Oh wow.
Like
Yeah.
like the applewood flavor, like a cherry wood flavor to it. Not too bad. Wouldn't be something. It'd be something interesting. Not right now, Bubba.
We got a full house full of kids, folks.
I'll let you keep that.
Look at
Thank you
this.
for letting me try that, though.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh no, look, it fell. Boom.
Kind of, and now you see the reason why you always want to be sure you're staying hydrated when you're smoking a pipe, you know.
Yeah, because it really dries your mouth out real bad.
Yeah.
Very, very badly.
And you stop the tractor and then you went.
I don't really have to worry about with that with this, but not too bad, but not something I could really do that often. Which, like most people say, I know it's a hobby sometimes. Some people have it as a hobby. They don't really just smoke a pipe to smoke a pipe. They do it as a hobby, something to keep them preoccupied.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that. It's not. Where am I going with this?
It's not really your forte by
Yeah.
chance, but it's not something that maybe once in a blue moon you might do.
Yeah, I may eventually, like way later when I'm older and I actually have the flavor palette for it. That's what I'm looking for, but a flavor palette for that.
What's that one?
Maybe in the near future. But for now, I think I'm gonna stick with this.
Now I'll tell you what though, I actually do want to get a hookah eventually too.
What's that one?
Well, don't you look like a pretty princess?
Steve, show Daddy down.
You know what that's made out of, little kid? That's made out of a bone, deer antler.
What's that does?
There's an arrowhead and it's made out of deer.
What's that though?
That's an Indian head and it's made out of pewter. You want to say hello to YouTube? Ask your daddy.
Better ask your mommy.
Hey, can Brentley say hello on YouTube? Here, turn around, kiddo. Oh, come here. You want to say hello? Oh. You mean you don't want to do a video with me and your daddy?
Oh, he's shy.
Why? All you can see is me and your daddy. See, come around here and look at the screen. You'll see your daddy and me. Hey, see if you can give him a good example of a jellyfish.
No.
Here, we'll see if I can't get this.
That little girl needs your pocketbook. Here, let me show you. Let me show you.
Let me put it on you.
Look.
Can you see my head?
Yeah, they can see your head.
Well, that's about as good as I'm gonna be able to get
Hey,
it.
you want to sit up here? Here.
You want to try it?
Here.
I bet you fit you.
What do you want to say to people on YouTube, Brentley?
Tell him hello.
Well, look at those chompers. Don't they look better than mine?
Like a big girl?
Hey, give that same face and look in the camera. Everybody, this is my cousin's kid. I don't know what that makes him to me, but
Dad, Daddy.
I think it makes him
Daddy,
somewhat of a
what's the
cousin, I
dad?
think. Doesn't it?
That would make him your
Daddy,
third
what's
cousin.
this?
Put it down.
That is not for you. That is for adults only, buddy.
By the way, we do not condone underage anything, so 18 and older, please. Just so happens this is Christmas Day and got kids running around.
And it's about the first time we've seen each other in about a year.
Yep.
Because I was living up north in Indianapolis and him down south, so
No Kentucky.
I mean, we used to get together all the time.
Yep. And hang out. I don't think we ever went
What
fishing,
is
though. That's one thing I don't think we ever did.
No, we've always talked about it or talked about going and shooting guns, but we never really got time to go do that.
No.
Which is something we'll have to do eventually. Maybe around spring or summer when it comes back around. We might go and do that.
Put it over your head. Put your arm through.
Oh, I think he likes the camera now. What do you think?
Put one on through.
He loves the camera.
Go.
Go. Gonna have to give him his own show. Call it the Brentley Show. Maybe a show full of energy.
Yeah, definitely a show full of energy. Make a show about Hot Wheels. That's what he'd do, wouldn't you? Hot Wheels, isn't that your thing?
Yeah, I want my Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels and monster trucks.
I want my Hot Wheels, Daddy.
You started something.
Well,
Daddy.
unfortunately, they're packed up at the moment, so we can't get them out.
Well, look at this little princess.
It opens up here, baby. Look. Right here.
There's another car. I will do it. Can you get that truck over there?
Oh, let me see what's in there.
Looks like a tissue.
I will see it.
Elena.
I will see it.
That's just a bad
You know, guys, before we end this video, I just have to ask you, what is it like being a young father?
It's life changing. I'll put that out there. I used to be very immature, very immature. 18 years old. You know, 17 years old, I went to military school. I was one of those kids growing up, I was more worried about girls, getting drunk and seeing what I get away with. But I never really did drugs. I never actually touched marijuana until I was like 18, 19, somewhere in there. Which, around my town, that is very uncommon for somebody not to touch it.
Yep.
I waited until I was of legal age, which I would have gotten in a lot of trouble that way, but that means my mom wouldn't have to worry about me. I did it on my own terms. I drank all the time as a teenager. Never got in a lot of trouble, but, I learned from my mistakes. I went to military school, and a lot of those guys up there helped me. In school, I never really did homework. I always back-talked to everybody. I didn't think it really applied to me. And today I face a lot of regret about not actually finishing high school. But I'm glad I did what I did. And it allowed me to... It opened up some doors for me because of the training that I got there. I put that on my resume, and they're like, oh, well, we can give you a management position, which is pretty nice. Which also, in reality, helped me grow up a little bit more. It made me learn self-discipline, which I really needed. I did not have any at all. No self-discipline whatsoever. I wasn't really all that disrespectful, but I came off as disrespectful. That's just how I was as a kid. And then I got with my wife, my now wife, which we've been together for almost 5 years now, somewhere like that.
I thought it'd been 6, but yeah.
About 4 or 5 years now. She keeps track of all that. I just don't. She thinks I know, but I don't. But me and her got together, and she'd already had a son of her own. He was 9 months old when me and her got together, started talking. And he really made me grow up a lot. Granted, he may not be mine. And, I really hate talking about this because it's a really touchy subject. His father's not in his life. If that was me, I would really want a father figure. So I tried my best to give him the father figure that he needed, and then we ended up having 2 more girls. So I've got a 2-year-old daughter and a 7-month-old daughter at midnight tonight. So it's one of the greatest things that I've ever had. It really, 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 really helped me out. I mean, I had to grow up whether I wanted to or not, because I just can't, push them off and say, hey, those aren't my kids. I can't deny them, which a lot of people my age are doing nowadays. And the way I look at it is, if you help create it, you need to help take care of it. I mean, they're not just some stray animal you can push off, which I was brought up in a very good family, so I had to learn one way or another.
Then he met the black sheep.
Black sheep, yeah.
well, actually, technically, somewhat of a lost black sheep, but
occasionally you're lost.
as which I tell you what, I'm glad he didn't really use me as much of an example to grow up with, because back when he first met me, I was, anytime I could get myself loaded, not narcotics. I was a borderline alcoholic, guys.
That's true. I dumped his alcohol out one time, and he about hung me from his ceiling. It was pretty bad.
I had stuff to do it too. But
took him in the bathroom and whooped his ass.
She's trying to talk to him and give him something.
One moment, guys.
Take him in the bathroom, boil it, and ask his ass.
You take care of it. Alright, sorry about that. My son's being very disrespectful.
if you could give just one thing that you learned that could make it possibly easier for a young father that's just becoming a father or a new father, any one piece of advice that you learned by experience that you could probably pass along and save a new father or even a young father? One mistake that you discovered how to make easier or do better.
Don't give up. Stress is very, 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 very tiresome and very hard on you when the baby's first born. do not give up. Just keep on chugging forward. And don't put the wrong formula or the wrong amount of formula in a bottle, because the baby don't get full. I did that once, and I paid for it. Put too much formula, and I've put too little formula, so I've got in trouble for both of them, because one, the baby's not getting enough food, and then she wants to eat more, and then the other one, the baby ate too much, she's got a bellyache, so be careful about that. But the stress, don't let it get you down. It'll all get better. They will eventually get to where they're not so fussy all the time. But to all you expecting fathers out there, or are fathers, kudos, man. It's hard.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to say thank you for joining me and my cuz. I also want you to put down in the description box below, or in the comment box below, let me know if you think this man should have his own YouTube channel about vapes, or anything for that matter. Let me know in the comment section below, and what you think on how good of a job he done his debut on YouTube here, and also on the YTPC. And as always, Merry Christmas, folks, and may you have a Happy New Year wherever you're at in this world. As always, may you be blessed, and thank you for hitting like, share, and subscribe, and thank you to all the fans. Until next time.
We officially made a YouTube video.
Yeah.
We're gonna blow up now, bro. He's got vape on the channel.
That'd be cool.
Well, Saturday after I get off work, come over, tell me what your feedback is on that. We could probably make another one.
Alright.
What's YTPC? YouTube Pipe Channel?
YouTube Pipe Community.
YouTube Pipe Community.